Today we're going to use PIXLR editor and some photos that we are going to take to create a storm in a cup inspired by Victoria Siemer. So first thing that you're going to need is a photograph of a cup and a photograph or stock image of a storm or waves or water or lightning, galaxy, Milky Way, anything like that that we can use for a storm in a cup. So I took a photo of the monkey coffee cup in the art room, and I used the light box so that I could have a real solid background. You could also play around with different colors of paper, or you could use, a model, a hand, a table. Just think about where you want your photo of your cup to be. You're also going to need an image of whatever storm you're putting in. So I'm going to use a photo that I took on Anna Maria Island of some waves in the Gulf of Mexico. So I'm going to go to Layer, Add Image as Layer, and find the waves. I already cropped out the picture of my family standing in the waves so that I only had the waves to work with. So the very first thing that we're going to do is we are going to take this layer of the waves and we are going to do something to change the transparency. So I'm making the transparency where I can still see the waves, but I want to be able to see the cup as well, because this will help me determine where I want the waves. I think I want to show part of the waves crashing onto the beach, so I'm going to kind of place it here. The next thing that we're going to do while we are still selected onto the waves layer is we're going to grab our Marquee Select tool and we're going to choose ellipse. And this is going to take a little bit of practice. I'm zooming in to help, but you're going to kind of try to create an ellipse shape and you can kind of move it around. This one looks a little big. I kind of went over the lip of the cup, so I'm going to try again. And I want you to try to get an ellipse shape that is pretty close to the inside of your cup. And you are going to be able to rotate it. So I think that this is a pretty good shape. So after I've got my ellipse created, I'm simply going to go up to Edit. I'm going to copy and Edit, Paste. Okay. Now I'm going to go back down to the original layer of the waves, and I'm going to delete that layer. I'm going to grab the ellipse waves, and whoops, I need to grab, sorry, I did something wrong and now I got to get off of that. There we go. I'm going to move my ellipse into the cup, and this is where you can rotate a little bit. So if you need to rotate your ellipse a bit to help you fit it into your cup, you can. You can also stretch it out a little bit bigger. You feel like this is probably pretty good. Now my cup was a little bit unique because my cup has the monkey hands that are reaching into the cup. So I'm also going to need to do some erasing here. So you can use the eraser tool to help you. Again, I am going to lower the transparency so that I can see. I want to see where the monkey hands are. I'm going to zoom in, grab my eraser tool, make sure I am on the wave layer, and I can simply erase where that wave is covering up the monkey hand so that it can still look like the original cup design. When you are satisfied, consider playing around with brightness and contrast. So if I go up to adjustments, you know how to boost and brighten with your brightness and contrast. So consider maybe brightening or changing the contrast of your storm image. You can also play around with hue and saturation. You can play around with lightness, brightness, color, anything to kind of help you make your storm look a little bit more stormy. So play around with color balance. We've talked about color balance before. Lots of things that you can play around with here to help enhance your image. When you're done, you can consider cropping your image. I liked the way that mine was placed off to the side, but you could also consider cropping it so that way your mug and storm is more of a focus. When you are all done, you're probably going to want to flatten your image. before you save it.